Hello, and welcome everyone to the January 22nd, 2024 meeting of the Library Board. Will the staff secretary call roll, please?
Maria Fisk.
Present.
Lakshmi Rao.
Present.
Kayla Scott.
Present.
Eileen Speaker. Kim Ryan Unidad.
Here.
Ishana Datusalia.
Here.
Thank you. Will Board Member Unidad please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will the secretary read the procedures for addressing the Library Board today, please?
Citizens addressing the board during public comment are asked to approach the podium and are limited to 3 minutes unless extended by the chair, and must be regarding items that are not listed on the agenda and are with the city's jurisdiction. The Brown Act does not permit any action or discussion on items not listed on the agenda. No action will be taken on items addressed under public comments.
I will now open public comments. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next agenda item. Next on the agenda is approval of minutes from our last meeting on November 27th, 2023. Let's take a few moments to review the minutes.
I move to approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is passed. Next on the agenda is item 6.1, the welcome and introduction of new library board members.
I'd like to welcome our new youth commissioner, board member, Ishana Datusalia. Congratulations for being elected, and I hope you enjoy this next year.
We'd love for you to be able to share with the board a little bit about yourself and what your interest was in applying for this role.
Okay, so my name is Ishana Datusalia. I'm a junior in high school. My interest with this board started with how much I love going to the library. So when I was researching different opportunities, I came to know about the board. One of the things I'm really excited is to know how the process and procedure of taking on different activities and new ideas goes through. So I'm very excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. We're excited to have you. I'd like to open this to the board for comment.
I'd like to formally welcome Ishana for being our youth commissioner. I know there's not a lot of kids who are interested in doing this, and this already makes you the 1% of that. I hope you have a bright future ahead, and thank you again.
Thank you.
You already have a leg up because he made you a 1%er. Anyone else? I'd like to open this for public comment. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next agenda item. Agenda item 6.2 is a 2023 year in review with City Librarian Natasha Martin.
And just to, before I go into the year in review, just a couple updates and comments before that. An update on the board and commissioner consolidation plan that was presented based on the staff's feedback to the Parks and Recreation Commission, the Library Board, and the Senior Commission regarding that consolidation. The staff will request that City Council approve the consolidation to be effective January 1st, 2027. This is 2 years later than the time frame that was originally presented. Commissioners who are eligible for reappointment at the end of this calendar year may be reappointed for an additional 2-year term. And then at the end of 2026, a brand-new Parks, Recreation, and Libraries Commission will be appointed. It will be recommended that the group have a total of 9 commissioners, which will include 1 youth commissioner. The next thing I want to remind everyone about, I think you have already accepted, will be attending the Riley Library mural dedication. That's this Saturday at 1 p.m. at the Riley Library. And again, this is sponsored by and in honor of the Friends of the Library's 50th anniversary. They will be on hand as well for the dedication, and then we'll be serving refreshments after some brief remarks. And it looks like the weather will be really nice for us this weekend. And then finally, to give everyone an update on the Roseville Reads program, the Friends of the Library are bringing Roseville Reads to the community this spring. The chosen book is A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. Books will be ready at the library to borrow at the end of February, beginning of March, and then the programs around the book will take place in April. And there will be a variety of adult and young adult teen programs, including art classes with Blue Line Arts, a nature hike led by Placer Land Trust, a variety of book discussion groups, and tea ceremonies, which all tie in thematically with the themes of the book. But let's talk about 2023 and the successes that we had this year. I did give you some comparison statistics comparing calendar year 2022 to calendar year 2023 in a few of our key indicator areas in the libraries. This follows a trend that we saw last year with increases across the board in all of our indicators. The first one, our library visitors, the number of people that come to our facilities in total, increased 26%, which is, we did open the library to additional hours, but that far exceeds what we were expecting with those additional hours. Program attendance went up 90% compared to the year before. I don't know if you remember last year it was up 146% from the previous year, so this is a continuing trend with us as we add more youth, teen, and adult programs in the community. The number of digital downloads that we had, this includes ebooks, audio, streaming, all of those services that we offer now, we saw a 16% increase in that. And then our overall total library materials that we lend to the public has increased 8%, and that was about on target with the increase that we saw from 21-22. So continuing to grow in each of our categories. Our staff are very busy. Just a lot going on this year. You have been briefed on a lot of these projects throughout the last year's library board meetings, but just to highlight a few of those, we have our new Aspen Library Catalog, which has been installed and it's available to use on the mobile app, which brings all of our print and digital resources into one convenient location. We have installed our new self-loan stations. I don't know if any of you have been in and used those yet. They're really easy to use. They're very bright, vibrant, large. You can probably see them from the moon. So we're really enjoying using those. We have increased our library materials budget, which has allowed us to purchase more print and digital items, which that again will be reflected in our circulation increase because we have more items for the public to borrow, which makes our hold wait times much less, allows us to purchase more digital items, which are of course a lot more expensive than our print items. So all those are contributing to those growth areas. We were adding story times at each of our locations, including a new baby lap sit story time, and then our adult sign language, American Sign Language story times at the downtown library. That's a continuing partnership with Placer County Office of Education. And we were able to increase adult programs significantly for the first time in many years with a lot of targeted outreach, as well as bringing in financial literacy programs, working with Roseville PD and other community partner groups to offer engaging and free programs. We hired new library pages, which of course helps us when we're trying to return all those items to the shelf that people are borrowing. They don't put themselves back on the shelf. Even though our technology is there to help us, we still need people to keep our libraries humming. We installed 2 new murals at our libraries, the one at our downtown library children's room, and then the one that was completed at Riley, for which we'll have the dedication for on Saturday. We increased our access by opening more hours at all 3 of our locations. And we are continuing to land our Roseville adventure packs and our state park passes. We have enough of those now for everyone, and the circulation on those continues to be really high. People are enjoying those. We added an additional online digital platform called Hoopla that is streaming video content, ebooks, e-audio. We added a computer self-registration and Wi-Fi printing tool, which our customers are now using and enjoying. And then just a last shout out to our marketing team for really increasing our marketing reach via social media this year, especially on TikTok. We've had tens of thousands of views on a lot of our TikTok videos, and our staff are really doing a good job on broadening the reach in that area. So just a few of the highlights that we feel like our staff have accomplished in 2023, and again, looking forward to a very busy 2024 as well. And we'll be updating the board on various projects throughout the year. And I'm happy to answer any of your questions.
So much, Natasha, and thank you and all of the staff for all of your hard work to make this happen. I'll now open this up to board comment.
I'm just incredibly impressed, like just over the moon with these numbers. Not only are we still loaning out additional materials every year, but the engagement of our community with all of our programs, I can't even wrap my mind around these numbers. It's really incredible. And the fact that these numbers are huge, but they were even more huge last year, and the momentum continues, I think that that's just a testament to the quality of the programming, the accessibility. And I think that the libraries in Roseville have become such an asset with all of the resources available, that libraries are not just about books, but they're about becoming a community hub. And I'm really impressed with what Roseville is doing in creating that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
So I will ditto on what Kayla said, and congratulations to all, and thank you. I just have one small question. In 2024, what do we expect? Because I see a lot of population growth in Roseville area. Can we sustain that busy roads and everything?
We are going into our budget season here, and we'll be working on our budget targets in the next few months. We continue to receive lots of funding from our friends at the library. Our staff are continuing to add programs, but add them cautiously. So we still expect to see a growth in all of those areas. The city committed to a 5-year plan of increasing our library materials budget annually, and so we'll see another increase again next fiscal year, where we'll be adding a lot more print and digital items to the collection. So as long as we still have new residents moving into the area, which we continue to do, we should be able to support that growth with the materials budget that we have, the programming budget that we have. We are doing staff analysis to come up with, like, what does it take to actually run the library on a daily basis? How many book carts can a page shelve in 1 hour? Because exponentially, you're looking at more items and more people. How many bodies does it take to do that? And so that will help us when we're looking, doing the budget process and looking at our temporary budget or our salaries budget to see where we need to be to continue to maintain that momentum. Because we still have to have staff to back up those growth areas.
Thank you.
I'd like to commend also the variety of activities the library is offering our residents. I saw the Roseville PD doing some educational activities there, and I'm aware also that there's a financial literacy coming up like every Tuesday. I believe that is very good information for some, because financial IQ is almost as important as education degree, especially now that a lot of people are experiencing financial hardship, and for them to be conscious about their own finances will help them with the inflation and everything. And also, I'd like to ask, as far as the social media marketing, the success with the TikTok, how about the other platforms like Facebook or Instagram? Because if we were able to promote also the activities of the library, especially in the Facebook groups like localized, like West Park or Roseville or Friends of, no, good neighbors, I believe. So that will probably increase your program attendance by 200%. But I'm just asking, maybe we can also consider that.
We do post on Facebook, Instagram, and also on X, formerly Twitter. I called out specifically TikTok only because that was new to us this year. But yes,
see.
we do cross-post on all those other platforms as well.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
I do have a follow-up question now that Kim did bring that up. With the growth that you've seen on TikTok, these visitors and program attendants, are we seeing more Gen Z attendees? Are we reaching them through TikTok?
I don't have the demographic or the analytical data on the social media, what the age groups are. We do have our Experience PRL Magazine surveys that they do, and that's where we get most of our marketing data from.
Okay, thank you.
But I can follow up on that for you.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
I'm assuming that the digital downloads are not growing as much because we can get out and move around more. Would you say overall that since COVID, we've bounced back and gone beyond where we were before then?
Not with attendance. That's the only indicator that has not caught up yet.
Okay,
But it's obviously, it's going in that direction.
great. Thank you. Any more board comments? I'd now like to open it up for public comment. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next agenda item. Next on the agenda is item 7, which is election of library board chair and vice chair. So the first thing that we should probably discuss is if we're missing one board member today. Do we want to go ahead with the elections today or defer them to next month when we might have everyone available? So,
I have a question, Madam Chair.
yes.
Is it possible to just elect the chairman right now and then elect the vice chair next month?
I'll defer to legal.
It is best to, if we're going to do the elections, to do them at the same time, whether that's both of them this evening or both of them at our next meeting. It is up to the board to decide, but we should probably do them at the same time.
But it is not prohibited, correct?
To my understanding, it's not prohibited, but just for efficiency purposes, we tend to try to do it at the same meeting.
I see.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking my dear colleagues is because we don't know what's going to happen by March, right? What if there's another emergency and then someone's not here again? So we at least should take advantage of what we have right now because we already know our lineup, right? So there's no more discussion on that.
So we don't have a policy in place, but we have had discussions about how we proceed. And let me just ask who's interested in the chairman and vice chair positions?
Well, I was under the impression that we already had an agreement last year that Kayla will be the incoming chairman and then Eileen will be the vice chair.
And that's definitely the way that I would like to proceed to make it equitable and to continue to move in the people that have been here longest into the positions. So,
Yeah, if you agree. I mean, that's just my opinion.
are you interested?
I am interested, and that might also remedy the fact that Eileen's not here tonight, and we wouldn't have to push it just in case. Yeah, I am in favor.
So,
I have a question.
Yeah.
I know today she is not here, but what happens in the March if somebody else is not here?
right.
Then we decide in March.
So I like the idea of
Yeah.
choosing the chairperson today and then visiting the vice chair,
Yeah.
if that's amenable to everyone.
If that is what the majority of the board votes on, that's fine. Because my understanding from the group is Eileen had at some point expressed interest in being the vice chair, but because she isn't here, I wouldn't obviously want the board to vote on her behalf in case she might have changed her mind for whatever reason.
Right.
So it's up to the board if you guys want to vote for the chair this evening and then table the vote for the vice chair, but it has to be a,
Motion?
yeah, a majority vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, I move that we proceed with the election for the chairwoman and defer the vice chair for next month.
I second that. Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. I would like to nominate Kayla Scott for chairperson for the next year. Do I need to-
Second.
Yeah.
Is everyone ready to vote on it?
Ready.
Do I vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion is passed. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right. I'll open this to public comment. Seeing none, we'll move on. Are there any other topics that need to be brought up by the board today?
Another shout out. Oh, no, are we done?
No, not
I
yet.
haven't adjourned the meeting yet.
You know, my regular plugging for Friends of
Friends of the
Library.
Library?
We'll have a book sale on February 3, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the downtown library. Please come visit them. Thanks.
Please go and purchase all the books I donated. They're really good. All right.
I just have a question on the calendar, which I emailed you, so can we talk about it?
Yes, so the dates for the meetings for this year were sent out. It did come to my attention, thanks to Lakshmi, that the May meeting does fall on a holiday. So in talking with Natasha, it was decided, and this room was available, to move that to the prior Monday, which would be May the 20th. I will be sending out the revised list of dates for this year for you all.
Thank you.
It will be 20th then?
I believe that was the week, the Monday before.
Thank you.
Sure.
Just, I plan here the whole, all the meetings, so, sorry.
Yeah. No, thank you for pointing that out.
Some boards cancel the meetings if they fall on a holiday, but because we only meet every other month, that would be a rather large gap for us to meet that.
And in looking forward next year, the same thing happens. So thank you for pointing that out for 2 years in advance.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion we adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. The January 22nd, 2024 Library Board meeting is adjourned at 6:23 PM. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.